Hi, in this video I want to teach you how to make this beautiful area rug for a baby's room or a kid's room. It's all made with crochet. It's very easy to make, and this make a beautiful gift for a baby shower, for a friend, a sister, even for your own baby's room. It's really easy to make, and here is the list of material you're gonna need to make it. To make this little area rug for a children's room, the yarn I'm gonna use is this one. I don't have the names. This one is mercerized cotton, 100%, and this one is like acrylic yarn, and so is this one, but I don't have the name for it. So if you don't can find this type of color like this, you can use mercerized cotton and green or chocolate brown, because this is for the eyes, and so is this. These are for the eyes. And you can use black and white, mercerized cotton. And this one is for the eyes too, and the body. So this one is Bernat Peep Squeak. It's 100% polyester. It has 100 grams, and the color is whitey white, and it's bulky 5. These two are the same, and they are from Loops and Thread, Chiquilladas or Kidding Around. It has 100 grams, 100% polyester. The color is Tialgio, and is super bulky 6. This one is from Loops and Thread, Cottonier. It has 340 grams. It's 85% cotton, 15% polyester, and it's Sunshine Amber, and is medium 4. You're gonna need 2 crochet hook, a 3.5 millimeter and a 5 millimeter. And you're gonna need tapestry needle and scissors. To start, I'm gonna do the eyes, because I need some of the white for the eyes and the body. So if I do the body first, I don't know the amount I have to leave for the eyes, so I better do the 2 eyes, and then whatever I have left on my ball of yarn I will use for the body. We're gonna start with the black and the 3.5 millimeter crochet hook, the small crochet hook. So we're gonna do a magic circle, do a chain and a single crochet and a chain 2, and that counts as the first double crochet. Now I'm gonna do 23 more for a total of 24 double crochet on my magic circle. Once I have my 24 double crochet, I'm gonna pull the tail and close the circle, and I'm gonna do a slip stitch here in the top chain of those 2. And you don't see much because it's black, but we need the black for the center of the eyes. Here I finish. I chain 1, and I'm gonna cut the yarn and then lose those 2 tails, and you will do another one like this one, but you don't see much because it's black, but we need the black in the center. And then now we're gonna start working with the green. Here I have my 2 black circles for the center of the eyes. Now with this color, with the green, if you don't have green and you have a brown color or a blue, you can do that. So I'm gonna do a slip knot, and I'm gonna come here, any of these chain space in the top, I'm gonna pass my yarn. I'm gonna chain 1 and 2 more. That counts as the first double crochet. Now I'm gonna do another double crochet in that same space. And 1 in the next one. At the same time, I'm losing the tail. And 2 in the next one. Like that, you're gonna continue doing this all the way around. 2 together and 1 separate. 2 together and 1 separate. Now we're gonna chain 3 and count as the first double crochet. We're gonna do 2 more for a total of 3 separate double crochet. We're gonna chain 2, and we're gonna do 3 separate double crochet. chain 2, 3 separate double crochet. Like that you're going to continue all the way around. 3 double crochet and 2 chain for separation, like that. Here I'm going to chain 2. I'm going to count 1, 2, and at the third chain I'm going to do slip stitch, chain 1, cut the yarn, and then I'm going to do exactly the same that I did for this one on this one, on the other eye. Here I have these two parts already finished. Now we're going to work with this one, and after we're going to work with that one. But we're going to do a slip knot, and with the still with a 3.5. We're going to come here in one of these space of the 3 double crochet and the one in the center. We're going to pass yarn. You're going to chain 3. That counts as the first double crochet. You're going to chain 2 for separation, and in the same space you're going to do another double crochet. You're going to chain 2, and in this chain 2 space you're going to do a single crochet. At the same time I loosen the tails. You're going to chain 2. You're going to come here in the center double crochet of the 3. You're going to do a double crochet, chain 2, and another double crochet. You're creating a V stitch. You're going to chain 2, and again in the chain 2 space you're going to do a single crochet. Like that you're going to continue doing this until you get here. You do a single crochet, chain 2, and a slip stitch. Here I'm going to finish this row, 1, 2, and then the third chain I'm going to do a slip stitch. Now I'm going to do another slip stitch in the center of those chain 2 space. I'm going to chain 1, 2, and 3. That's 1 double crochet. We're going to do another double crochet, chain 2, and 2 more double crochet. The only difference in this row is that we're doing 2 double crochet in between these here, 2 and 2, with the chain 2 space in between. So now it's the same. Chain 2, come here, do a single crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet, another double crochet, chain 2, and 2 more double crochet. Chain 2, and a single crochet. Now that you're going to continue all the way around. And that's the second row. Here I'm going to finish with a slip stitch, 1, 2, and the third chain. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to cut the yarn, leaving a long enough tail to sew the eyes, because it'll be easier for me to sew the eyes with this yarn than this one. This is going to be the next row. Look how nice that looks. Here I've done this part, and now we're going to do the last row of the eyes with this yarn. Here I did this one off camera, that way you see how I look with this yarn. Look really nice. And now we're going to work on this one, and this last row with this yarn is exactly the same as the row before. The only difference is here where we did the single crochet, we're going to do a double crochet. Everything now is exactly the same. And with this yarn you're not going to see much because all the little hairy pieces. So you're going to start with a slip knot. and I'm gonna start here after this, that way I can leave this tail here for sewing. So I'm gonna pass through here, that chain 2 space. I'm gonna chain 1, 2 and 3, and in the same space I'm gonna do a double crochet, chain 2 and another double crochet and another one, 2 double crochet like that. Now you're gonna chain 2, and in here where you did the single crochet you're gonna do a double crochet. That's the difference. Chain 2, you're gonna do in this chain 2 space 1, 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 more double crochet. You're gonna chain 2, and then here you're gonna do a double crochet on top of that single crochet. Like that you're gonna continue all the way around. Here I'm gonna finish. I chain 2, and here I'm gonna find a place where I can do slip stitch. Slip stitch, chain 1, cut the yarn and loose the little tail. And like that we finish our 2 eyes. Here I have my 2 eyes done. I'm gonna put it aside. They look fantastic. I love the result. This is amazing yarn, how soft it is. But I don't think I have enough of this one. Because this yarn, this one and this one here, they are bulky yarn, and when you have a bulky yarn you have less meter on your ball of yarn. So I'm gonna start with a magic circle and with the 5mm crochet hook, and I'm gonna start exactly the same as I did the eye. A magic circle and 24 double crochet. You don't gonna see much here because this type of yarn, but you're gonna chain 3 and you're gonna do 24 double crochet, and that chain 3 counts as the first one. Once you finish your 24 double crochet, we're gonna put the tail and close our circle. Here I finish this row with a slip stitch and I pull the tail. And with this yarn you don't gonna see anything that will do, so I'm gonna try to explain it as best as I can. For the second row you're gonna chain 1, 2 and 3, and in that same space you're gonna do another double crochet, and you have to try to find the double crochet from the row before with your fingers. Now I had to do 1 separate, 2 together and 1 separate. Now 2 together. Like that you're going to continue until you finish it with a slip stitch. Now I'm going to explain. The next row you have to do 2 together and 2 separate. 2 together and 2 separate. The next row 2 together and 3 separate. And like that you're going to continue until you have 2 together and 9 separate. And 2 together, 9 separate. So you're going to continue doing that all the way around. You will come here with a slip stitch, chain 1, cut the yarn, and then we'll start working with this one. But remember, is in this row is 2 together, 1 separate. The next one 2 together, 2 separate, and then 3 separate, and 4 and 5 and 6, 7, 8, and when you have 9 separate, and then you finish. Well, here I am in the row that I have 7 in between 2 increases, and I ran out of yarn. So I went to the store, I bought another ball of yarn of the white, and one of these one just in case. Remember, as I work designing my pieces, I record them. So that's why I don't know exactly the amount of yarn I'm going to need. So you're going to need 2 of these. And now I'm going to be working off camera until I have 2 more rows. That will be 9 double crochet in between 2 increases. Once you finish with this last row, you're going to chain 1 and cut your yarn, leaving a tail long enough to sew part of this to the other one. And then once you finish with this one, you're going to start with this yarn and do exactly the same as you did with this one. But as you work, you're going to be measuring this one to this one until you have exactly the same size, because this yarn is a little thicker than this one. This one will tend to be a little bigger, but they have to be exactly the same size, even if they are not the same amount of rows. So just do exactly 2 circles like this, the same. But when you finish with this one, don't cut the yarn at this one, because we're going to continue working with this one. Once you cut your yarn, you're going to get the tapestry needle, and you're going to pass your yarn almost to the center of the other piece, like the third row from the center. And I will tell you after why we're going to do that. After I weave through the back my yarn, I pass it through to the front. And I'm going to leave it like this with the tapestry needle, and now I'm going to work on the other circle like this one. In the last row, I mark every single 2 together. Okay, that is in the last row. And now, after you finish like this, you're going to grab the white one, and this is the right side of this one, and this is the right side. So with the right side up, you're going to put one on top of each other, and we're going to come here in one of these space, and we're going to pass it through and do a single crochet, attaching the 2 together, and you're going to chain 2, and that counts as the first double crochet. And then you're going to do another double crochet in there. Now the separation between marker is, I have 9 here, the next one will be 10. So I had to do 10. If you want, you can remove that marker from there. Now I had to do 10 double crochet. And remember, you have to pass through both the white or the color you're using and the other one. This yarn is a little tricky to work with because it's more fluffier than the other one. I have more hair. Okay, now 10 for separation. You're going to continue working 10, and then 11, and then 12, 13, 14, or if you want it bigger, you can go 15, 16, between 14 and 16, between the 2 increases. Okay, so you're going to continue. Make sure that you grab both the front and the back, and when you get to the marker, you know you have to do an increase. So I'll meet you here when I finish doing this part. Here with this, if you want, you can do a few stitches around, that way it's not loose like this in the center, that way it's nice and secure. After you do that, you continue working with the edge of the piece. Here I finish with this one, and I did until I have 14 double crochet in between 2 together. So I had 2 together, 14 double crochet and 2 together, like that. And in total I used 4 balls of this yarn, and for this one I used like 120 grams, but for this one I used 4, because this one is a heavier yarn, it's a thicker yarn, so it weighs more, and will be less yarn in each ball, even if they weight exactly the same. But the thicker the yarn, the less meter you get in the ball. So now we're going to divide them for this piece. Now to divide it in 4 parts the same, we're going to fold it in half. Make sure that it's even here. So here I place a marker, and at the other end I place a marker, and then you're going to fold it again in half, marker to marker, the 2 markers that you place, and then you'll place a marker in this half here and another one in the other side, in this side here. Once you do that, you'll have 4 parts, and then we're going to create the little ears, the little wings, and the little feet.